Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kimara, and I'm back with another video. We're jumping right in with this one by pre-parting my hair for these braids. I feel like the hardest part of braiding your own hair is the parting, so I'm just splitting my hair into 4 sections to prepare to part each section. Personally, I feel like parting is harder than the actual braids. If you could get clean parts, the braids will be a breeze. I'm using medium to large parts because I didn't want super small braids, and I didn't want to like run out of hair. So I'm strictly using the Murray's edge control to hold these parts in place. So this is just all the hair that I have on hand. I have lots of Expressions braiding hair, so I just decided to do simple box braids. Peep that pack of locks in there though. I don't know when I'll actually use it, but I didn't use it for this hairstyle. So this is what I mean by pre-parting the hair. I'm just going in section by section and making parts using edge wax and rubber bands so that all I have to do is go in and braid once parting is complete. The pre-parting process took about an hour, but the parts definitely separate the real from the fake when it comes to braiding, so it was well worth it. I'm really taking the extra time to try to get these parts as straight as possible. For the back, I have a mirror in the front of me and behind me so that I can see. That's why you'll see me kind of like moving my head in a weird way just to try to get the parts in the back as straight as possible. But they don't have to be perfect because quite frankly, I know the hairstylist and she will fix them if I ask her nicely. So I started doing this hairstyle at about 2:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, and I didn't finish until about 3 p.m. the next day. I had to take a lot of breaks to go to the store because there was a storm coming, and I also had a dentist appointment in between, and obviously sleeping and eating took away a little bit of braiding time for me. So here's what my hair looks like after all of the parting. Ignore that section that I missed. I really thought I was done when I was recording this clip, but I went back and just parted that section off camera. Next, I'm starting the braiding process with my Expressions pre-stretch braiding hair. I started with the color 1B in the front. I only had about one triple pack and one single bundle of this hair, so not enough for my whole head. My only regret in the process is not mixing this hair with the blonde hair to like stretch the colors a little bit and kind of make my own custom color. I did burn the ends of the braids with a lighter. That seems like a given to me, but if you're a beginner braider, you may not know. But I burned the ends so that they don't, of course, unravel when I dip them or just, unravel in my day-to-day life. You want to use pretty sizable chunks of the braiding hair for your braids. With big parts, you want the size of the braid and the size of the part to kind of like match up. So basically, no little braids with big parts, if that makes sense. You'll see an example when I turn around and do some in the back. I did one with a big part, little braid, and it wasn't giving. When you're braiding, you really want to make sure that every like braid or stitch that you make, you're like actually combing through the hair all the way, just to make sure that the hair at the bottom is not getting tangled as you braid. Braiding hair can get super tangled, and it will save you a lot of headache if you just make a habit of every time you make a braid or you cross a piece of hair over, you just go down the entire strand of hair. So all in all, I think I used about two of the three bundle packs of hair. I maybe used three of those, and then I used like two additional single bundles of hair. So I either use like 9 plus 2, so 11 bundles, or 6 plus 2, so 8 bundles. I think it was close to 8 though. And then I just used a little bit of like some curly additional hair that I had. Honestly, did not use very much of that at all. So here I'm just using the hair with blonde tips for the rest of my head. I had completely run out of the 1B hair. I wanted to make sure that I at least made the whole first row of my head that 1B color, the same color, so that it wouldn't look weird. The color I'm using is 2T1B/27, and it really blended nicely with the 1B braids. Like in the end result, it doesn't look weird at all that I switched colors kind of at a random spot in my head. So the only things that I had to buy for this hairstyle were the rat tail comb and the edge control. So the comb was like $1, the edge control was $5.99. So a very, very inexpensive new hairdo. I'm adding some curly pieces at the end. I'm using a combination of spring twist hair and another type of expressions hair that I just can't remember the name of. I honestly could have done without this addition. I just wanted to maximize the amount of leftover hair that I was using. So these braids ended up being like lower back length. I don't think they quite touch my butt, but they get pretty close. So right here, I'm just making sure that I have enough hair to cover the part that isn't done in the middle. It was 1 a.m. So I had an 8 a.m. dentist appointment. So like I had to stop to go to bed. There was no way I was going to be finishing my hair that night unless I was going to pull an all-nighter and just go straight to the dentist when I was done. So here I am back the next day after my dentist appointment. No cavities, gang. But anyways, so you're about to see in a second, I'm gonna do the braid that had the big part and the little braid. And you're gonna see why that just does not give. Like you just need a bigger, more braiding care for a bigger part, or it looks weird to me personally. I do want to mention that I am not a professional braider. I have never been a professional braider. I probably never will be a professional braider. So I'm a beginner just like you probably are. So if I can do it, then you can definitely do it too. So we finally made it to the final braid. I'm like filling my head because I'm like, I can't believe it. It's too good to be true. Like I have been doing these braids for so long. I was starting to hallucinate, hear voices. It was getting bad for me. I'm just saturating my scalp with some of the Africa's Best growth oil. Y'all know I stand this oil, so just making sure my scalp is looking nice and moisturized after the braids. So I ended up cutting a lot of the tangled curly ends, and now I'm just braiding the braids into 5 separate sections, 5 separate braids, so that I can dip them in boiling hot water to curl the ends. Once I braid the braids all the way down, I'm just cutting off any excess straggly ends. So this is me just dipping the hair after braiding them down. Of course, I clean the kitchen after this. But after I dipped the hair, I just put them under a bonnet and I went to take a nap. So I was asleep from like 3 something to 7 something, and I just let the braids dry under the bonnet while I was sleeping. The only thing that I didn't show on camera was me snipping off the stray pieces within the braids. I just ran some scissors along the braid and snipped off any like straight pieces that were sticking out of the braid, if that makes sense. Now I'm just taking down the braids one by one, putting some foam on my head. I definitely could have used more foam during this process, but I just didn't want to like overdo it. I seen a braiding video a couple days after though, and the girl used a lot of foam, so wish I would have used more foam, but I can just go back and add more whenever. And this is the finished product. Thanks everyone who made it to the end of this very long video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I encourage you to make your own hairstyle out of your leftover braiding hair. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell your friends to subscribe, and I will definitely see y'all in the next video. Bye.